Tesla Robo Taxis.
Okay.
So Tesla's a company that's been on the seesaw. It's been going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down. Elon, fights with Trump. That crashes the stock, then it goes back up. So right now it's back on the uptrend.
Mm-hmm.
$339. It was just around 200 a few weeks ago. So, okay, what's the deal with the Tesla Robo Taxi push?
I think, as I mentioned before, ever since the decoupling of Trump and Elon, he's been a lot more focused. As a result, the stock has went up. It was hovering around 292.77. Like you said, it's currently at 339. I think he's more focused than he has been maybe the prior year, and maybe he took some of that relationship currency that he had with Trump for granted and left some of the initiatives to the side. But he's been doing a solid job. If he can just stay out of the news for anything negative, I think it will be okay. In the year, I have Tesla going to 374.65. I don't think they'll break that all-time high of 488.54 this year, but going into next, I think they could. The diner idea is going well. So he's launching and executing consistently. My thing is, can he stay out of the public eye for negative reasons for the next 12 months? Keep his head down. If so, Tesla would do pretty well.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's the first step into what could be something monumental. That upswing for the company, the Robo Taxi, we spoke about it in detail. Having a state like Texas, obviously where he's building a factory, being the first one to grant the license for them to operate, I think is the first step. It almost feels like the first baby step, right? Because it is limited. How many cars? The fleet size is limited. The zones are limited. And the initial reports that they've had so far is that there have been some hiccups, which is understandable. But when, and I think it's when, not even if, when they get this correct, this is going to change the revenue model of their entire company.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Tell us why.
For a number of reasons. I think the main thing, and shout out to my young guys. I had a Sunday walk and we talked about investment with some teenagers in my neighborhood this week. They were talking about Tesla. They like that as a company, and we were talking about how it compares to Uber in terms of what they do in autonomous. But I think the fact that the new Tesla models that they're making, having the ability to turn into a robo taxi on your behalf is a game changer, right? So you imagine you have your Tesla, whatever it is, Model S, you're going for a week. That car can actually generate revenue for you. In fact, that could actually probably pay for you having the car, which is we've never seen before. But they're creating the technology to do that on top of having a fleet of over 3 million cars, right? So like every car becomes a part of the fleet where autonomous ride share services have to get people to use their automobiles. Tesla automatically has a fleet to, I mean, that's just today. 2-3 years, that could be 6 million as a fleet. Every one of them having the ability to be a ride sharing car. That's a game changer. That's revenue. I'm sure there'll be tons of incentives and people will be making disposable income from that. So it's just a game changer.
And here's why it matters. Gross margin currently for Tesla is 17.48%. Net margin is 6.61. So if they can take that net margin from 6 to 10 or 6 to 14, it's going to move the stock because they've done incredibly well with it being a low single digit net margin stock right now. So if they can bump that up to 12 or 13% as a result, I think the Robo Taxi launches in Texas in September. If he pulls this off, it's going to have some positive headwind for the stock, for sure.
Yeah.
Do I think that it has all the allure of what it did in 21 or 23? Maybe not, but you can't count Elon out, especially when he is focused.
Yeah, it felt like the story then was the idea of, yes, the automobiles, but the ideas of the charging stations. It was like the accessories, right? It was the charging station. It was the batteries that they were going to sell. It was the solar paneling that they were going to sell. And all that was going to be part of that ecosystem of Tesla. And now it's the autonomous component, the robo taxi, and then the agentic AI, which they're doing as well. That is now the story. I mean, it's the story everywhere, but that seems like it's the focus now.
Did Tesla miss his moment to be one of the greatest companies ever by him not being focused and focusing on MAGA? Or Doge.
It's not over. The story's not over yet. I mean,
I'm with you on
Elon, he's gonna get as many chances as he wants. So that.
And Grok is I got to give it to him. Grok is pretty impressive.
Yeah, Elon, he's it's not over till it's over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's far from over. As long as he's the richest person in the world, he got a lot of leverage on his side. So I think that's the story of Tesla, the story of SpaceX, Neuralink is still being written.
And Starlink's the one. That's the one that's going to really.
What they have competitors now too. There was just an article about the Neuralink competitors in the space. But I'm with you, Shadi. I 100% agree. It's too early to write the story on it because this moment, have they had hiccups? Yes. Some might even say the Twitter purchase might have been like the first sign of like, wait, what are we doing here? Right. Then Gronk and everything he's done in terms of OpenAI and the situation with Sam Altman, Trump. There's just been a lot of noise around it, but this is the moment. I think this is a pivotal moment.
He's rebounded incredibly well, especially to have had that partnership taken from him and OpenAI, given what that is worth. You have to give him credit for being a courageous competitor. Even most people as executives, you wouldn't want the president to be enemy combatant. Tim Cook so much so had to go buy a gold base to bring to Trump with glass made from Huawei to present to him. You got to give Elon credit. He's fought back incredibly well.